Hello everybody, my name's Cara on Fire and welcome to a Dune Awakening video. Picking a mentor or a class isn't easy. At the start of the game, you get to pick between a Swordmaster, the Bene Gesserit, a Mentat, and the Trooper, each having different abilities and strengths. Let's explore each class in this video to help you choose your mentor. The Swordmaster is a melee fighting class, a hybrid between the classical MMO roles of tank and DPS. You'll be getting up and close and personal with this class. Depending on what you pick to unlock on your skill tree, there are many options to choose from. Swordmaster's passive unlockable skills are centered around stamina perks, extra damage with blades, and resilience to bleeding. For your main abilities, you have 7 options. Deflection is a tanking ability that allows one to enter a defensive stance and deflect incoming darts and blades, whether you're moving or static. Retaliate lets you cut out all the worry in a blade battle. Instead of worrying about stunning, you just tap the ability to take your enemies down. Knee charge is pretty standard. It is your first ability your class comes with. Slap the enemy with a knee and they will go to Night Town. Eye of the Storm is a whirlwind attack. It is effective on enemies that are close together as it hits in several different directions. You can also have Crippling Strike, which is a pretty effective low cut at the enemy's ankles with decent frontwards AoE. And finally, Foil, a parrying ability that when you're next attacked in combat, you parry and counterattack, which delivers a strike to the enemy and nerfs their damage for a short period of time. If you like getting up close and mainly using blades, you get the most out of using a Swordmaster. Some abilities are quite calculated and require you to use them in proper scenarios, over just jumping in and giving them a boom smashy. There are, however, a trio of skills that allow you to mindlessly boom smashy, and that would be Eye of the Storm, Knee Charge, and Crippling Strike. The Bene Gesserit is a support style class. It can benefit from using blades, and it has a lot of abilities that stun enemies. It can pair quite nicely with some Swordmaster passive skills. Bene Gesserit's passive unlockable skills grant health regeneration, healing effectiveness, and extra short blade damage. In terms of abilities, it has 7 to pick from. It has an awesome dash called the Bindu Sprint. This allows you to super speed run, which can be quite handy in a sandwormy pinch. Weirding Step teleports you behind your chosen enemy, allowing you to stab them in the back. Compel is your base set ability. It stuns the enemy, putting them into a daze as they calmly walk in your direction. Ignore causes your target enemy to completely ignore you for a short while, good for stealth missions in Act 2. Stop is similar, but it stops enemies from performing any actions. Litany Against Fear works as a group buff. It reduces incoming damage for your team and gives stagger resistance. Prana Bindu Strikes is a punching skill that does a little damage, but it staggers your enemy. Bene Gesserit are great healers. If you put on certain techniques like the metabolizing poison, you can be immune to poison, which is a nice counter to the Mentat's poison abilities. A quick notice here, if you haven't got Dune Awakening yet and you would like to support the channel, check out my Xola link in the description down below. Thank you so much! The Mentat is a hybrid role of DPS and support. It focuses on ranged weapons and poison. Mentat's passive unlockable skills consist of increased ranged weapon damage for all weapon types, durability boosting armor, and headshot damage. It has 11 abilities to unlock. They are a bit of a mixed bag in my opinion, however Mentat is probably one of my favorite classes. That being said, the Sentinel is your starting ability, which is a motion detecting turret you deploy, which is an extremely helpful companion starting out. Shield Wall is a half shield you can shoot over and use it as a blockade, as enemies passing through it will be slowed. Poison Capsule fires out a dart filled with poisonous gases that will slowly chip away at your enemy's health. I will warn you though, your party members aren't exempt from getting stunk up in your fart clouds. Solido Decoy produces a mirror image of your character, which you have some slight control over to use them as a distraction tactic. Gravity Mine slows down enemies within the bubble and decreases the speed of projectiles. Anti-Gravity Mine is a bubble that prevents fall damage and lifts enemies. Think of it like a Minecraft water bucket. Source of Power is a support-like ability that allows you to put down a power generator that regenerates power for you and your allies. Poison Mine is a remotely triggered landmine that works best as a trap. Stunner is a dart you can fire at the enemy to stun them immediately. Hunter Seeker is an awesome drone you can pilot. You can use this to instantly take down an enemy. Just bear in mind you're vulnerable whilst you do this. Mentat also have a heavy-fisted counter to Bene Gesserit with their Iron Will technique, which renders their voice useless as long as you have the stamina to counter it. The Trooper is your true DPS class. It is the easiest of the four to obtain though, as its trainer is located at the first trade post you'll ever visit. So often I recommend not picking it, unless you're not the one for doing quests. It's not a long quest, that being said, you just need to take down 3 targets. You can start it by talking to Gavori, who will be in the trading post. Trooper focuses on aerodynamics and ranged damage. Its passive unlockable skills aid in weapon durability loss, heavy weapon damage, and range damage. It also has 11 abilities to choose from. The Shigawa Claw ability is a nice sturdy grappling hook you can use to launch yourself up cliffs or pull enemies into you. Explosive Grenade does 240 damage. It's a simple one you toss at your enemies. Assault Seeker is also a grenade, but it flies. You can toss it in the air like an air rocket at your foes and it will explode upon impact. Attractor Field is a bubble ability you attach to an enemy, then anything you fire at the bubble goes to the center of mass, which should be your enemy if you threw it correctly. Anti-Gravity Field is the same as the Mentats, a Minecraft water bucket. Same goes with the Gravity Field ability it has. It slows enemies and projectiles. Suspensor Dash allows you to dash mid-air. It would be very beneficial with a good belt. Collapse Grenade puts down a bubble that pulls the enemy into the center of mass and stuns them. Suspensor Blast allows you to release an explosive bubble around you, knocking enemies back and damaging them. And finally, Energy Capsule, an ability that works in increasing your range damage by 50% and gives you better aim. It's a really solid class for those who love to boom smashy. I hope this video has given you a better understanding on how the different classes in Dune Awakening work. If it did, smash a like on it, it really helps me out. When it comes to my favorite classes, I'd say Mentat and Trooper has really won me over, and this is mainly because I enjoy range damage and a lot of boom smashy. Anything that makes you feel really awesome performing abilities is certainly my cup of tea. Bene Gesserit definitely has its place. I feel like for me this class would shine more in the Act 2 part of the story for Dune. When you have to go and do story missions that involve stealth, then I think it will be extremely handy. It's also really nice if you like to take things slower by using the stunning abilities it has. Swordmaster also has its fair share of boom smashy. It can be a really powerful class to use, especially as you'll be needing to take down enemy shields in battle, as most melee personnel come with shields on. Ideal for those annoying charging melee NPCs. Trooper is your standard damager class, lots of boom boom pow. In higher areas, you definitely benefit from upgrading your skill levels to do more damage. Mentat does mean ranged damage. Its poison abilities are nice for finishing off enemies. I really enjoy it paired with the spit dart rifle, nice for poisoning enemies in shields. There are more tactical use items in there as well, but it's quite a nice range of different abilities. Each have their uses though, and you can pair them all together or use certain abilities and passive skills from different mentorships, as long as you go and find the trainer for them out in the world. One thing I will say is all of the starting abilities are pretty smooth. I would say Bene Gesserit is probably one of the harder ones to use and utilize. The Trooper's starting grenade is really nice for taking down enemies, as well as the Mentat's sentry turret. Swordmaster has a really nice insta-KO knee charge, but it can be a bit scatty trying to land the hit. So if you're like playing on like a different region, perhaps you join a friend and you got like a lot of ping or something, I probably wouldn't recommend that one. But it's not to fret. Like I was saying, you can get all of them in games, so if you do pick one and you don't like it, it's not the end of the world. You will be able to get every single mentorship. I will most definitely have a video on their locations for you as soon as possible, so subscribe so you don't miss that video. Either way, thanks for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!